Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. If you guys can just let me know if you can hear me okay and how the audio level is. I am using a different streaming program just to try to get some more interaction and stuff in the stream. So if you guys can let me know how the audio is in the chat, would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. We'll get started here shortly. Alright, I don't know what happened. I was trying to set up Streamlabs because I wanted to try something new. I had a scene set up, and then after I switched to different ones, it mashed them all together. So not entirely sure what happened there. So I'm using an existing one that I already have, and we're gonna try to use this one. So I'm just finishing the setup here. I'm adding the chat box and everything back. So now the live chat and everything will be on the stream, as well as the alert box. So if you guys subscribe or anything like that, it will pop up an alert on the stream. Just let me know if you guys can hear. I want to make sure that is working. It should be. So I am just getting everything set back up. Alright, so we're going to have a dual view here for when we have, let's see, the Mac on. So now we'll be able to see both updates at the same time. We won't have to wait for everything. Loud and clear. All right. Thank you. YouTube, for some reason, is saying the audio bitrate is 0, so I guess that is incorrect. Just want to make sure everything's working. If you see me switching back and forth between different scenes and stuff like that, I'm just adding stuff to them. Like I said, I'm adding the alert box and the chat box and stuff like that. We're going to go to the developer site here in a second and see if we have anything new on the betas. Right, so the chat box does refresh every time beta 3 is rolling out now. Let me pull up the iPhone here and we will check on that. I've also got my iPad mini here that we're going to be using as well. So we'll be able to do some beta updates on that. That is new this time around. Right, so I just checked on my iPhone real quick, and nothing on the iPhone yet. So we will see. Okay, it looks like the chat box is staying now if you sent a new chat. So that is good. Let me get us a full screen. Let me get us a full screen desktop as well. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let me just set this source up as well real quick. Sorry, I had everything set up and ready to go, and then, like I said, it decided it was not going to cooperate with us, and all the scenes got mashed together. Don't know why. Alright, everything should be in there next week. I don't think it's going to be next week, because next week would be the 3-week mark, and normally it's every 2 weeks. I don't think we've ever gone 3 weeks. We'll pop over here to the developer website. And see no, we're still beta 2 on here. Last week it didn't come out till like 4 o'clock Eastern time. It's 1 o'clock right now. So, but they did roll out another update 2 weeks ago. I think it was 16.5 or something like that came out. So they pushed back the other one to later. So we'll see what we get. Let me check Twitter here and see what we're getting. Because sometimes it rolls out. Yeah, beta 3 is out, so it is not coming out next week. It is coming out. I just haven't gotten it to pop up on my end yet. So we'll do a refresh real quick. Yeah, it is rolling out. People are getting the update, but it has not rolled out yet on my end. So it is just taking a second, but people are definitely saying it is coming out for them. Yep, so beta 3 for tvOS is out, beta 3 for iOS is out. We can check my Mac real quick as well. Nothing yet. Sometimes you have to turn this off and then back on. I know that was a bug in watchOS, going from beta 1 to beta 2, I believe, or installing beta 2. You actually had to turn the beta off, back out, and go back in, and that would kind of like force it to check for updates, but it doesn't look like we're getting anything just quite yet on macOS either. Like I said, it is indeed out. We're just waiting on the update. The download screen on iOS or macOS? The iOS one is a lot better, and you'll see once the update pops up, there's actually an entirely new update screen as well. Yeah, the update screen on iOS is a lot better. Like I said, once the I guess you can see it on you saw it on Twitter as well, but yeah, it's a lot better. And they have that new update tonight feature right off the bat. You don't have to wait for it to download and then pop up the install now or update later. You can click update tonight right from the start, right when the update's available. So we're just waiting on it to pop up for me. It is rolling out. For those of you asking or saying it may not come out till next week, it is out. People are getting it, posting it on Twitter. So we don't have to wait till next week. It is just not fully rolled out yet. We're gonna check the iPad here. Yep, nothing on iPad OS yet either. Let me move some of this. Kind of put that up in the corner. We'll do watchOS last after the iPhone's done installing. That way we can play with iOS Beta 3 and check that out while we wait for the watch. Yeah, hopefully we get some new stuff. If anybody is not subscribed to the channel, if you can click that subscribe button, one, it not only helps, but I want to test the alert box too, and just see if it's going to pop up. Let's see. I'm going to keep going back and forth, checking between macOS and iPadOS and everything. I know it's kind of small and hard to see down there, but the camera is down there just so you guys can still see everything at once. Yeah, we're still on that. Let's go back to this, do a quick refresh there. These actually didn't update right away last time. It did take a little bit. I have not messed with the personal voice at all. I know it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to set up. Some people said they even had to do it like multiple times, but I haven't played with that at all. I actually didn't know that was. I missed that part when they talked about it. I didn't know it was a thing until I saw a video on it. Not for you. You just got it. Yes, Beta 3 is coming out today. I'm just going through the comments. Waiting for the journal app. Let's see. Still not showing up on iPadOS. Still not showing up on let me do the turn off the developer beta, back out. Turn on the developer beta. Yep, still nothing yet. Did I? We shall see. Has anybody run? What's your guys' experience on Beta 2? We'll talk about Beta 2 while we wait for Beta 3 to pop up here for me. And install. Oh, okay. It just popped up on my iPad mini, so we're gonna click update now. Alright, so downloading right there. Let's see. Nope, the iPad came out. Everything is out. Yep, and it's out for iPhone as well. So everything is out. We'll check macOS here. It should. Oop, I don't know how we got down there. Yep, there we go. macOS right there as well. All on time. I have not had any random reboots on iOS. iPadOS did it once when I was trying to use the camera in a third-party app. So like, I don't even know if that was iOS, but that was the only time my iPad ever rebooted on iPadOS 17 Beta 2. But the iPhone has had no reboots, no crashes, nothing like that on iOS for me at all. So that's pretty impressive, because I know in the past apps have just not worked. You open an app and it just crashes. I have had some keyboard glitches and stuff like that, again, in third-party apps, but that's to be expected, just until those apps are optimized for iOS. I know they did do some keyboard changes. They did do some keyboard changes in iOS with the autocorrect and that kind of stuff, so I don't know if that's affecting it. But in the past, on previous versions of iOS, when they update, when they do a big like UI update, third-party apps are just horrible until they're optimized. I haven't actually used Safari on iOS 17 at all. I've been using Chrome because I've been going back and forth between Android and iOS. So I just use Chrome because it's got all my passwords and all my stuff in there, and it syncs between all my devices, not just iOS. If it's not showing for you, just give it a few minutes. It is rolling out, but it doesn't roll out to every single person at the same time. So you just have to give it a few minutes. Yeah, the developer update. I think they're trying to get more people testing it, honestly, because of all the bugs that, in 15 and 16. I think they want more upfront feedback before it's, fully released to the public. I think they're trying to get more people on board. Not showing up for you yet. Give it a few minutes. It will show up. It is out. It came out for some other people about 10 minutes before I got it, so I did wait another 5 minutes and try it again. But macOS is out, iPadOS is out, watchOS is out, tvOS is out. They have all come out. So just keep waiting. They're not available for download just quite yet on the developer website, but they are showing up on Twitter. And if we head over to Mac Rumors, I'm sure they have posts about them as well. So we'll look at these articles here in a few minutes once they update. Of course, nobody's going to know what is new just quite yet because it just came out. So we're waiting on everything to install. It literally, I started the stream and it rolled out right when I started the stream, about 1 o'clock. So has it updated on the portal? Are you talking about the developer website? If you're talking about the developer website, no, it still says beta 2 on the developer website, but that is not that many people use that to download the updates anymore, so I think they do that after they start pushing the OTA. Yeah, no, the developer website's still showing beta 2. I just refreshed it. Yeah, beta 2 right here. But like I said, not that many people use that, so I think they push the OTA first now. One thing I didn't pay attention to is the size on... Well, I didn't get the size on any of them because I didn't look and it started downloading, so... I expect the public beta to probably release today soon, here in maybe the next hour or so, because we're on beta 3 now, so I would say the public beta is probably going to be based on beta 2, if they didn't have any major issues. Usually the public beta is one beta, behind. So you test beta 3, and then public beta 2 comes out, and it's based on beta 3. Yeah, it's probably, I don't know, if they press a button or it's set to release at a certain time, but obviously it's not going to push out to all the devices at the same time. I know there's a video, I think there's a video on YouTube about how they do iPhone launch day, like pre-orders and stuff. I don't know, I don't think it was from Apple directly, but I think a news channel did it on how they manage, like going live with the pre-orders and stuff like that. It was pretty interesting. They have like a room monitoring all the servers and like web traffic and orders and stuff like that. Not like orders themselves, like specific individual orders, but just the status of everything. They don't do that for, you know, I don't, probably not this. I mean, there's probably, they get alerts if something goes wrong, but releasing, you know, software updates isn't the same as iPhone pre-order day. All right, so they are both done downloading over here. Everything is just preparing the update, so downloads are done. We're just going to wait for them to prepare the update. Again, I'm going to install watchOS after the iPhone is done. That way I can use the iPhone while watchOS is doing that. One of the things you can see here, let me switch the camera so you guys can actually read it. If you haven't seen this before, one of the new things now is it gives you a link to the developer program, like the beta program, the public beta program, and then it also gives you a link to the regular developer program. So they're definitely expecting this to be tested by you know, a bunch of different people that may not be developers. Bobby, do you remember what the size was? I didn't look at it once it started downloading. I wasn't paying attention to it at all. I'm missing an icon on my home screen. I don't know which one has disappeared. The public beta hasn't officially started yet. I think it's my opinion that it may start today, though, just because we're already into beta 3. They did say it was coming out in July at WWDC, so normally it is based on beta 2, I believe. Normally they get the first beta out of the way, beta 2, you know, comes out, gets tested, and then when beta 3 for developers comes out, developer beta 2 is what public beta 1 is based off of. So public betas usually stay one beta behind, just so they don't have any, you know, major issues in the public betas, because they don't want, you know, just the general public having all those issues that, you know, developers kind of expect. Yeah, I did see the macOS one. The macOS one was about 3.3 gigabytes for me as well. I just didn't see the one for iOS or iPadOS. We'll check here in a minute and see what the watch one is as soon as the phone is done. I don't know why they renamed iOS for iPad to iPadOS. It's basically the same thing still. I mean, they have different feature sets, but what respring bug were you having? Was it apps or just random or anything in particular? Yep, we're live installing beta 3 right now. Beta 2, we were talking about that a little bit ago while we were waiting on beta 3 to roll out, but then it rolled out pretty quickly after I started the stream, so we haven't done too much talking about beta 2. The beta 2 review is kind of just a placeholder if the beta didn't roll out right away, because last time I did this, I was expecting the beta to roll out about 1 o'clock, because that's when it normally does, and it didn't end up actually coming out until like 4:30 of that day. Oh, your whole phone would just randomly restart? Yeah, I haven't had any of that on my phone. Like I said, I don't know if you're here or not, but like I said, the iPadOS, I tried to use the camera in a third-party app, and when the camera went to open, the whole iPad rebooted. But that's been it for restarts for me, beta 1 and beta 2. Haven't had any issues like that yet. Anybody else waiting on beta 3? Has it popped up for you? Looks like the Mac has just finished downloading, so we're going to go ahead and get this stuff closed out and go ahead and get that restarted. iPad and iPhone are about, I'd say, 75-80% on their preparing stage. But yeah, if anybody wants to discuss beta 2, let me know how beta 2 has been for you. I haven't had any real issues. watchOS battery life is still kind of iffy. It's gotten a little better, but it's still not Still not what I would expect for a public release, so hopefully it gets a little better as time goes on. I'm ending the day on my Series 8 at about 80% battery usage, so it ends about 20-30%. And if I wear it to sleep and during the day, it's definitely killing it. Let me see. That's pretty much been it. I haven't really had any bugs with watchOS, but battery life has been pretty bad. Phone's done updating. Let me know. Let us know in the comments if you see anything majorly new in there. Looks like iPad OS is ready to go. Looks like the stream may be a little bit stream got a little bit behind here in terms of what you're seeing. So if it takes me a second to get to your comment, I'm reading all the comments, but just give me a second because, like I said, it is a little bit behind. Is it like noticeably a lot faster, or is it just faster because your phone just restarted? Let's see here. iPhone should be about done. I think the iPad kind of got it first. So that's why it was done first, but can't get past the present, so in the future we should gonna back to now. What do you mean? Can't get past the present? Oh, and the iPhone is now restarting. We'll check. I'll check Twitter here in a minute and see if I see anything about the public betas coming out. I do have a video about installing the public betas on my channel that I just uploaded today. So if you check out that video, it talks about some of like the risk of installing the public betas on the watch and on your Mac and stuff like that. Not seeing anything new. We'll have to wait for the article to update and see if there's anything that's kind of like under the hood or hidden. We haven't really seen any between, you know, the first beta and the second beta. Haven't really got anything new as the betas go on, which normally we see changes and, you know, new stuff and that kind of stuff. I don't know if this is just a glitch, but the loading bar on macOS is on the bottom now instead of directly under the Apple logo. Normally it's right under the Apple logo. I don't think the Journal app was coming out in beta in iOS 17. I think that was a 17.1 or 0.2 release, because I think they said that was coming out in the fall. So that's probably not going to come out in any of the iOS 17 betas. Alright, I think the iPad is done and back. Alright. Alright, so that is back on. Just waiting on the iPhone. Yeah, I think this is something new about macOS. I'll have to restart it after it finishes the install and see where the bar pops up. But normally the bar is directly under the Apple logo. And now, even the resolution just adjusted for my monitor, but the bar was like on the very bottom of the screen. Alright, so let's pop over to Mac Rumors real quick. Yeah, there's still nothing about public betas yet. Let me pop back to Twitter. Everybody's surprised because yeah, not seeing anybody talk about public betas yet. Might be probably an hour or two away from that if it does come out today. I haven't had my keyboard disappear, but I have had my keyboard, when the keyboard pops up if I'm scrolling, it causes, I don't know if it's the keyboard that causes it or something in the app, but it keeps jumping to the top. Like it keeps scrolling up on its own. And that didn't happen until beta 1, so I don't think it's the app itself on the iPhone. I think it has something to do with iOS 17. I just don't know what part of iOS 17. Same experience on your Mac and Mac Mini. Are you talking about the loading bar when it was installing? I'm gonna reboot real quick and see. I'm just gonna turn it off, turn it back on real quick, and see if it does the same thing. I don't know if you could hear that, but it just turned back on. And if you hear this other noise, it's the garbage truck outside. Okay, so it booted up super quick, but you could see that the loading bar is now on the bottom of the screen instead of under the Apple logo. Public beta, if we do get the public beta today, I'm guessing it will be in the next hour or so. It's probably not going to be right away. I don't know what this gray border is when I click on the desktop. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Move that down there. So yep, macOS is all installed. I'm gonna switch over to the camera here. Everything is live with iOS. Let's see. No special setup screen or anything like that on first sign in, so everything's the same there. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug that with my little, I don't know where I got these from. I think they're just Amazon. I got them in like a 2-pack. They're like MagSafe chargers, but they're not actually MagSafe chargers. I need to get my watch charger real quick so I can plug it in. Let's see. Just gotta plug that into the battery bank there. So we're just gonna set that there for now. We'll check for the update. I'm hoping for better battery life and watchOS. I don't need any extra features, but let's see. I don't know what size it is. It says it's waiting for Wi-Fi. It looks like it probably already started the download before the iPhone restarted, but we're on Wi-Fi, so I don't know what it's waiting for. All right, yep, there we go. I don't know what the size is because I never hit start download and it started by itself. So that is downloading for the watch. The developer updates are free for everybody, yes, but the public betas are going to be more stable because they're going to be they'll be farther behind. So they're not going to be, they won't be the same build that the developers are running. They're usually a build behind. So any major bugs are fixed before it's released to, the general public running the public betas. Nothing new in beta 3 just quite yet that I'm seeing right off the bat. I'm looking through it right now. And just checking to see. Everybody's saying battery life, but obviously we don't know about that yet. It just updated within the past 30 minutes. But let me just post real quick and see if anybody's got anything. It does feel like the animations are a little bit smoother. I don't know if that's just because the phone just rebooted and cleared some things out. But scrolling and just app to app, opening and closing, apps and stuff like that does feel a little bit smoother. Not as much, if there was any stutter before, it doesn't appear to be there. So we'll see. Looks like I've gotten some new subscribers. If you guys subscribed on this stream, let me know in the comments, because I do have the alert box turned on Streamlabs, and I want to see if it's working or not. So if you did click that subscribe button in the stream, comment below or comment over to the side and let me know. With like when you were calling iOS 16 devices, you had issues from an iOS 17 device. That's kind of weird. I didn't know that would affect anything on somebody else's device. What issues were you seeing? Just subscribed. Let me see. I don't know why the alert box is on. Alright, I tested it, so it's working. I don't know if it's just not connecting to YouTube or what. Huh. That is weird. Thank you for the subscription, though. I had Streamlabs all like set up and a thing just for these streams, and it didn't work. Like it I don't know what happened. It totally jacked everything up when I went to change sources. Don't know what it did, but it didn't work. So I had to kind of quickly throw one together. But the watch is downloading, so let me give that a second, and we'll see what happens there. I got my watch plugged in, so it's all charged up and ready to go when that is ready to install. We'll see how the iPhone does, though, with its snappiness. Anybody who just installed, anybody seen anything on their end in the new beta 3? Let me check this app and see if it's still... Oh, you know what? I don't see... Hold on, let me pop up the keyboard. Yeah, it's still glitching on the scrolls. Huh. That must be an app issue, not iOS. Let me check here to see if there's any app updates. Alright. I'm missing an icon. I don't know where it went or what it was. Was it the feedback app? I feel feel like I had the feedback app up there. I think that's what happened. I think it went somewhere when it didn't happen after the install. It was gone before the install, but I don't know if I moved it or what its deal was, but there we go. So yep, it does feel a lot smoother. I know somebody else has said that. Bobby said that. But I'm not seeing any there's no features or like visual changes or anything like that. Just update for every day after update. Battery health still 100%. I did plug this into coconut battery, and it's actually 103%. So yeah, the charge capacity at least. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just gonna wait here. We'll keep talking a little bit and checking things out. Waiting on the watch to finish its install, and also waiting to see if the public beta is gonna come out. Let me check the Apple website real quick and just see if anything is showing up. And the website is beta.apple.com if anybody wants to look at that. Let me pull up I'll show you guys the page real quick. Pull it up. So it does say coming soon. So hopefully, we might get it today, but you can sign up right here on the bottom. When you do sign up, first year it's been like this, but I'm pretty sure what you're gonna need to do is sign up on the website, and then if you go to, there's no profile to install this year like last year. They don't do the profiles anymore, but you go to software update you guys can't see it. You go to software update on your device, and then, once you're signed up, and you have to sign up with your Apple ID, and then make sure the iOS device or iPad or whatever you're trying to put the beta on is signed in with the same Apple ID, and then you should get this beta updates section right here, and then you can just tap there, and then you should get an option for public beta. It says developer beta right there, and then you should get a public beta option. You may see both. I don't know if you have to log into developer.apple.com to get the developer beta option to show up or not, because I already had it, so I'm not too sure how it works. But you definitely have to click sign up here on beta.apple.com, and then go over to your settings, and you should get that, like I said, that public beta option on there, and that will start the updates of the is this new? So I just moved an app, and I shook my phone, and I get an option to undo move app, and if I undo it, the app goes away. So that's something that's new? I'm pretty sure. I don't remember being able to what happened here? I don't remember being able to shake the phone to undo a home screen change. Let me check. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me check in settings and see if there's a setting for that. Alright, shake to undo. If you tend to shake your iPhone by accident, you can disable shake to undo. Yeah, so even if you open an app and come back to the home screen and shake it, you can shake to undo the thing. That is a new feature. Okay, so it looks like it's a new feature. There's also this one here in the touch settings. I don't know, I haven't looked through all these before, so you guys tell me, but tap or swipe to wake. I know tap to wake was always there. But it says you can now swipe from the bottom edge of the lock screen. Oop, was it already on? Alright, so this looks to be new as well. The swipe to wake, if you have it locked, so it's locked right now, it's just only always on display. It's not like that is on, and that's just always on display, but if I swipe up here, you can see we still have the little bar down here. And if I swipe up, it automatically triggers Face ID and unlocks. It doesn't wake up and then you have to swipe. You can do it all in one motion. That one didn't get it that time, but all in one motion. Let me turn that off. Okay, so now with that off, tapping it does not do anything. And you can see that the bar is gone. So that is something new in beta 3 that you can now if you have I don't know if this works on non-always on display devices with the bar being down there and you being able to just swipe and unlock, but if you have a device that does an iPhone 14 Pro that has the always on display, you can now swipe up from the bottom and it goes straight to unlock. Yeah, you've always been able to shake to undo text. That's been a feature forever. But the home screen apps, moving the home screen apps is new, as well as swipe to wake is new. The option for swipe to wake was in beta 2 but didn't work. Actually, my iPad doesn't have an always on display. So, well, it doesn't have Face ID either. So let me see. Let's see. Yeah, so on the iPad, I don't know if this is just an iPad thing, but the iPad is just tap to wake. It doesn't have the swipe. So I don't know if somebody has an iPhone that does not have an always on display, let me know if it works for your iPhone. Let me turn off the always on display and we'll see if I can still swipe up and do it. So I'm just going to completely turn off the always on display. And then I'm going to swipe up. Yeah, so it doesn't do anything now. So it looks like that feature does require the always on display to be able to swipe up. I'm going to leave that off and go back to the touch settings and see. It doesn't go away, but it doesn't. All that looks the same. Go back and turn that back on. So that is definitely something that is new. So it looks like always on display devices, you can now just swipe from the bottom with the screen on the always on display and do that. But it looks like it does require the always on display to be on, and it looks like it's only on the iPhone 14 Pros. But yeah, let me know if you guys figured that out, whether that was the thing before or not. Let me check let's check the status of the watch install here. Let me just put that on the old tweeter real quick. Let some people know. Alright, I'm just posting that on Twitter about that new feature. Just like to share all the new features with everybody. Alright, and then check the watch install here. Alright, it's still preparing on the watch side of things right now. So we're just waiting on that. Lipton Iced Tea, what were you saying was in beta 2 but didn't work? Were you talking about the swipe to unlock, or were you talking about something else? Let me just see if we get any other charging animations or... That's the same for MagSafe. So yeah, see this Amazon MagSafe. I don't know. I don't have a link for it or anything because it's been a while since I got it. There might be a video on my channel actually. I think somebody sent it to me. Sometimes it shows up as a MagSafe charger. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why, but it does charge. So that's all I really care about. In iMessage, tap plus button. The icon of Photos app is updated. Now we can see recent photos in there. Plus button. Oh, okay. Yep, that is. So if you go into iMessage, thank you, Eeg. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but if you tap the plus button, you can see the icon is now your recent photos. So let me just I'll just take a picture of the iPad right here, and then go into messages. Yep. So now you can see it's very, very small, but the icon is, I guess the best term for it is the icon's dynamic now. It just shows your most recent photo in your camera feed. Let me share that as well. Thank you for sharing that feature or update. The phone does feel a lot faster. Zipping around apps and stuff like that definitely does feel like it is sped up just a little bit. Oh, I was having that issue too. Keys, Keys, is that how you pronounce it? Where if you had a white web page, um, especially when things were moving, it was kind of like it had like a smoke, like the background, like where it was white, had like a smoke tint to it. I definitely know I did have that issue as well. Let me see. It was even doing it in Chrome, so it was not it wasn't a Safari bug. It was just a web browser issue in general. So that definitely was a thing too. So that's been fixed. Let me check. We'll pull up the Mac real quick and check the release notes. Oops, that's not the right one. I don't know. Are they not out yet? Doesn't look like they're out yet. So I guess we will not check the release notes. New home app splash screen. Oh, let me check that. I use Home Assistant for my like HomeKit bridge kind of thing, and I just jacked it all up playing with it the other day. Yes, there is. So there's now a new what's new in home screen as well. I'm just gonna have to pull it off screen to read it real quick. Accessory control widgets, access monitor, and control home accessories. New look and feel. So basically, just is the splash screen to tell you what's new in home. I did notice that if you have like a room with like multiple switches, sometimes you can like group them together on these, and when you long press, I don't know if I can get it to. I don't think this. Yeah, but you could get like 3 switches in one on the same little screen. I don't have a thermostat on here right now because like I said, I jacked up all my home stuff the other day. But the thermostat, if somebody has a thermostat on their HomeKit, can you open it and tell me if there is a like a back button on the top of the screen now? Because before, when you open something, you had to. Let me see if I can. So yeah, when you open something like this where it pulls up in like full screen, like it doesn't. You don't swipe to go back or anything. You have to tap up here, but it doesn't. There's no indication. There's no indication on the top up here that that's where you need to tap to go back. Like swiping, swiping doesn't do anything. So I feel like there should be a back button up there, but there hasn't been, and that's been since beta 1. So I don't know if that's a bug or if that's how they intend it now, and it's just supposed to be full screen, and you just have to figure that out. So if somebody has a thermostat or like a full screen device or something, if you guys can check and see if that is a thing or if it's just how it is. I reported it as a bug, but it didn't have any other reports, and I didn't hear anything back about it. So I'm not, like I said, I don't know if that's intended or it just feels like bad design. Here's the thing about oh, okay, so they did update this for beta 3 as well. If you're not being offered watchOS 10 beta 3, to go to general software updates, beta updates, turn beta updates off, back out, and then choose it again, and then back out again, and you should receive the update. So anybody that's not seeing beta 3 for watchOS, check and make sure that is not your issue. If you're not receiving beta 3 for iOS or iPadOS at this point, I might try that as well on those devices, because by this point it's been about an hour now. Everybody should be getting the third beta. If you're lucky. No, I got a splash screen on the home app, but it didn't like I said, they haven't fixed this like whole when you open up the full screen thing, it doesn't tell you, like there's nothing up here to indicate that you tap the top to go back, and I just feel that that's kind of not how that's supposed to be. What did I get? Oh, my AirPods Gen 2 are having battery issues, so I just got an email that my return box to send them in for repair has shipped. Looks like it'll be here tomorrow. FedEx overnight. That's not bad. Thank you, Apple. Yeah, so I don't know. I still haven't seen anything about the public beta yet, but we'll see. See what we get. See if we get anything today. It may be tomorrow. Sometimes the first one comes out the day after, but I would think that by beta 3 we'd be getting a public beta. So looks like we do have a couple bug fixes with the web pages having that darker background. The shake to, I mean that lasts a while. Like you think that would time out after a while of changing the home screen, but it's still there. So that's, I mean, you could shake to undo your iPhone 20 minutes later and accidentally undo your whatever app you just moved. Yes, thank you, Keith. So if you have Apple savings, if you had Apple savings, you could not, like when you go to the add money screen or the withdrawal screen, it didn't matter. And this was only on iPhone. I was able to go to settings and wallet on my iPad, and do it in there, but you could not type. This keyboard would not work on the wallet, or not on the wallet app specifically. Yeah, for the savings account, you could not withdraw or add money because you could not type an amount. If you went to excuse me. If you went to settings on like an iPad, you could get to your savings there and you could do it, but it would not do it on the wallet app. So that was one thing that was weird. And very annoying. But so yes, they fixed that. That's very nice, because I actually had money in savings and I was not able to, I wasn't able to add any more or use it. Let's see. Let's see if shake to undo. Yeah, so you can do it on the iPad as well. So I just switched the Drive app and the weather app right here. So say you moved an app accidentally and you didn't want to, just give it a little shake, undo it, and you can switch it back. So you hit now and undo for your home screen. So yep, now you can move your money. Splash screen and translate. Not too sure about that one. I have not used the translate app. If you've used the app and you're just not getting a splash screen, then it probably is new. Let me pop it open. Yeah, I mean, I think I've opened the app before, so that's probably a new one as well. Let me see. So how do you set up the voice thing? I haven't used that. I don't even. What was that a feature of? I forget. Somebody knows about the yeah, I know it's a 30-minute process. Yeah, I know. Where do you go to do it though? I haven't messed with it at all. I know it is quite the process, but I was gonna at least just look at it real quick. Accessibility and personal voice. I didn't even know what it's used for. Accessibility, where you at there? Personal voice. Okay. Here, I'll set it up here, right here, like so you guys can hear it, and we'll see if the process got any better, because I know some people were having issues with it. Type to speak using personal voice through your device's speaker or on FaceTime, phone, and assist. Okay, what? I'm creating a personal voice with my iPhone. I'm creating a personal voice with my iPhone. Okay, I don't know. This looks like it might be a bug in that. So after that, that is what it titled the file or whatever, I guess. It just has like the string of text. Okay, so that was just like a test, I guess. Now we're on the 1 of 150. And it looks like you can, I guess maybe can you skip them now? Go ahead, and I'll meet you there in a bit. During the Middle Ages in Europe, people bathed less often. Try that again. During the Middle Ages in Europe, people bathed less often. Lord Jesus. During the Middle Ages in Europe, people bathed less often. Are you sure? He was one of the most important architects of the 1600s. She was the daughter of a well-known merchant. Yum, this dessert is so different and so delicious. He believed that the expansion of work skills would lead to a better economy. Corn is used to make many commercial products. I have an extra ticket if you'd like to come. Wow, these cherries are so ripe and sweet. Alright, if anybody doesn't know what I'm doing, I'm setting up the personal AI voice thing real quick. So I'm on 11 of 150. Would you please close the door? The country also has a number of small parties. In 39-1, the empire broke up. In 1391, the empire broke up into a number of smaller nations. The next year, she joined the Institute in Paris. There are so many places that I'd love to visit. It is an agency of the United States Department of Commerce. Farmland covers about 90% of the state. She received a prize for chemistry in 1991 for this work. Come back inside right now. That planet is about 100 times brighter than the sun. In 1972, she was elected to the United States Congress. All amendments must be approved by the people in an election. It's the birthplace of a former French leader. I don't know about you guys, but these phrases that you have to read are like the weirdest ones for creating like an AI voice. In the spring and the autumn, it can be very high. Were you going to eat that? Look at all these awesome prizes. It is also called the Cathedral of St. Mark. Have you finished your homework? Justices of many courts are elected by the National Assembly. Justices of many courts are elected by the National Assembly. When we were younger, we found many turtles near the pond. They help with the work of the colony. Do they like chocolate or vanilla ice cream better? Whew. Alright, so I have 118 phrases left to go, but we're going to check on the status of our watch update real quick because I don't want to sit there and read all 150 of those at the same time. Alright, so watchOS is now ready to install. My watch is right here. Make sure it's charged. What? Is it charging? Why are we not? Are we not charging? What's going on here? Okay, there we go. Alright, now it's installing. It wasn't, I had to put my power bank on the low power deal because it's only drawing like 1 watt. Air quality index has a new UI. Is that just in the weather app? Are you talking about that right there? It's not one of those things I looked at before, so I don't really know what's new and not. Does the good iPad 9 support this update? Or if you're referring just to the 9th generation iPad, then yes, it does. The one that we're only on the 10th gen now, so you're only one generation behind. So yes, iOS 17 is supported. Yeah, reading all those sentences and combinations of words. Whew, definitely not doing all 150 of those at one time. Check if the release notes are up. All right, let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me just. No. The last release notes we have were beta 2 and then 13.5. So no release notes quite yet. Map email accounts were not working in beta 2. They are now fixed in beta 3. Thank you. New splash screen for news and pages. Don't use pages, but I do have the news app, so we'll check that one out. I didn't get no splash screen for me. Yeah, I don't know where the release notes are. Usually they come out right away, but not getting anything just quite yet. Hopefully we see let me check on Twitter again and see if we have anything about the public beta. I need to try to get the HomePod beta. I don't know where do you get where's the profile for the HomePod beta? Does anybody know how to install the HomePod beta? Or if it's a developer one, or if it's just select people still. I know it used to be select people. Alright, everything is showing up now here on the developer website if for whatever reason you need, if you need that. AirPods beta software. Yeah, how do you get how do you get the profile for the HomePod? In the home app? Does it just show up like the other stuff does? Alright, I'm going to the home app. I'm going to not there. Let's see, home settings. Yeah, I don't have anything to do like beta updates like on the other one. Let me turn off. Yeah, there's nothing there for doing like a beta like there is for everything else. Audio OS. No, there's nothing for audio. It's called HomePod OS because that's what it's called in here. So there's a profile, but is the profile not like public or developer? New public beta. See, they have a public beta for the HomePod, so why would they not have a developer beta? Well, here, you know what? I'm gonna do this on my phone because I have to install the profile. Using Chrome on beta 3 feels a lot faster as well. Let's see, download. Let's see if this works. Download profile. Continue. Okay, so that when I open that, the profile, it opens the profile in the Home app. So we're going to click install, install. No devices found. All right, let me hop over to my HomePod real quick. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. It's like across the room, but alright, so that did work. I got closer to my HomePod and it popped up as an option to install the beta. Or install the profile for the beta. So now let's see if it works. Alright, so now I'm going to go back into the Home app. Go to Home Settings, Software Update. And it still didn't come up. I'll give it a little bit and see. But the profile is now installed on the HomePod. Let me close the app and reopen it. Alright, it's checking for updates for the HomePod again. We'll see if it comes up this time. Alright, we're still taking quite a bit of time this time to check for updates, so hopefully it's finding something. Still checking. Still checking. It looks like the watch is done. Another issue I had in beta 2 was typing on the keyboard. When I had my iPhone on, you know, it wasn't muted, it had the sound on, the keyboard sounds would be intermittent. It would come and go. Sometimes apps would just not play sounds, and then I'd restart it and it would come back. So we'll see if that is fixed in beta 3. Because I would just be typing and I would get like, I'd get the little click for like one key, type, 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 click, 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 type, 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 click, click. It's just really random. So we'll see if that is fixed in beta 3. So okay, I just went to send an iMessage, and when I brought the keyboard up, there was no, this was gone. It was just the suggestions box. So I had to go back and redo it, but it does feel like the animations are a lot smoother. Oh, I don't know if you guys knew this, but you can reorder these. Huh, I didn't know that. So you can reorder the little things in messages when you hit the plus button and put them in a custom order. It feels like the haptics the vibration haptics on the keyboard are a little bit stronger too. Anybody think the haptics are a little bit stronger on the keyboard? I think they're feeling a little bit stronger to me. Let's go over here and check out Twitter again. Beta 3 now shows song credits in music as well. A lot of people are saying that Beta 3 is a lot smoother. If they were going to release a public beta off of a current developer beta, this would probably be the one to do it with. But yeah, a lot of people are reporting that that it's very smooth. And we'll see how that, it's running smoother, so hopefully that means better battery life as well. And if you missed it, so one of the new features here, if you have an iPhone 14 Pro and you have the always on display on, now instead of just having tap to wake, so we wake it up right there, back to sleep, instead of just having tap to wake, you can now have swipe to wake, and swipe to wake also does your unlock, so it does everything in one. So if I swipe up from the bottom right here, Face ID all in one. So if I was looking at the phone, just one swipe, instead of having to wake your phone and then swipe and then unlock, you can just swipe, unlock, go. So you can see that bar right there is always on the bottom of the phone now. If you turn off swipe to tap and swipe to unlock or to wake, that bar will go away. So that is new in beta 3. Somebody said it may have been in beta 2, but it wasn't working. So I don't know if that was the feature they were talking about, and it was in beta 2. It now works in beta 3. And the watch is now done. Hopefully, really the only thing I'm looking for on the watch is better battery life. It looks like the widgets are working, and the heart rate widget for some reason would always say swipe to unlock or unlock to view. It looks like that one is finally now popping up in beta 3 on watchOS 10, so that is good. I'll report battery life here this afternoon. My watch is at 80% right now. I'm going to put it back on, and we'll see how it does throughout the day. Because I was usually ending the day about 30 to 40%, and that's very low usage. I don't use my watch for anything other than to, like, I'll see a notification or I'll feel a notification, I'll look at it real quick, or I'll check the time. I don't use apps on my watch. So I know, some people saying, oh, you have 30-40% left, that's not that bad, but I'm not using it. So if you're somebody that uses your watch, you're definitely getting trash battery life. So hopefully just the idle battery life on the watch is a lot better on beta 3. I think swipe to wake is the best feature out of all of them, because it saves the having to wake it up, swipe, unlock. You just swipe. And I think I have raised awake on, so I'm gonna turn raised awake off. So now raised awake is off, so it's not gonna do anything. And now I can just pull my phone out and poof. Because before you'd have to tap it, swipe, and then Face ID, or you'd have to hit the button, swipe, Face ID. Now it's just one motion, and you're in. Oh, my Apple Watch unlocked at that time, but yeah. So one motion and you're unlocked. Anybody else see anything new, noteworthy in beta 3 here? I'm gonna pull up the screen again so you guys can see. I'm just looking through Twitter here, seeing if anybody's seen anything new or anything like that here. I don't really see anything new in macOS. I've been using it to do this, just browsing through Twitter and everything like that. But I don't really see anything too new, at least not on my M1 Mac Mini. Make sure you guys give this a like. I'm going to try to do these streams every time a new beta comes out, so that way you guys can see me, install, and you guys get, a little first impressions video right here off the bat, and we can kind of collaborate with new features and bug fixes and new bugs and all that kind of stuff right as the update is released. You don't have to wait for somebody to release a video, because we're going to do it all live. So I'm going to try to do this every time. If I'm available when the beta comes out, we will be live streaming beta installations. So make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click that thumbs up button as well. It really helps out a lot. I'm going to keep going for a little bit more just to see if we may be getting the public beta sometime today. I know a few people were asking about that. I keep tapping my phone before I wake it up, but realize I don't have to do that anymore. I will be doing a kind of like a recap video too of all this, of the new features. So thank you to everybody in the comments who has pointed some new stuff out, and the stuff we found. I'll definitely be going over that in a video that I will release later today. I also have a video on my channel now about the public beta installation process and risk and stuff like that, especially if you're going to be installing it on your Apple Watch. Check that out, because you cannot revert back to a previous version on the Apple Watch on the HomePod and if you do it on your Mac, you do need a second Mac to restore your Mac that's going to be running the beta. So I don't think we're not really finding too much else new. Might be some CarPlay stuff. I can't really test that right now. The AirPods 2 Pro 2 beta is out. My AirPods Pro 2 are actually broken right now, so I am sending them off for repair, and we'll hopefully get them back probably next week, early next week sometime. So I have to put a hold on the beta for that with the adaptive audio. I don't know. I think if we were getting a public beta today, I think we would have had the public beta out by now. Usually it's within an hour or two. One thing I do wish is that they would separate the tap to wake and the swipe to wake. I wish that was separate, because with the swipe to wake, I kind of just want to use that by itself now and not have to, just have the tap turned off. But it is in the same toggle right now, so you can't do that. Can't find much of what doing the HomePod OS. No, I mean I didn't even check to see if it found the update. Let me see. Mine's been checking for updates for like 20 minutes now. I just installed the profile. I haven't been able to get it to come up yet. Let's see. Back out all the way. Close the app again. Okay, there we go. So it's now installing 2.53 gigabytes for going from HomePod OS 16.5, I believe, or 16.5 point something, to HomePod OS 17 beta 3. Yeah, I just saw that. There's a song. Somebody just posted it on Twitter too, right here. Zolotech. There's a new credits section in music. So it looks like, let's see, the next beta, we're on a Wednesday, so probably the 19th right now. We're looking at beta 4. So if we don't get a public beta today or tomorrow, I would say the next date we're going to get a public beta. If we do, next time we get a public beta, it would have to be on the 19th or the 20th. It's either going to come out right after beta 4 or the day after beta 4 if it doesn't come out later today or tomorrow, because that's going to be the last beta update for July before we get to August. Yep, I've got my iPad on there. My HomePod's updating now. This is the first time I've run a beta on the HomePod. I just did watchOS. Hopefully watchOS gives us some better battery life. That's all I really need in watchOS. And we just talked about all the features we found in iOS 17 beta 3. So we pretty much found everything. We're just waiting to see if we might get a public beta here in the next couple minutes or not. Last time they had an update rollout on beta day, the beta didn't come out until like 4 p.m. So maybe if we get a public beta today, maybe around 4 p.m. as well. Maybe they're just holding off a little bit to let everybody install beta 3, but we shall see here in the next hour or so. whether we're going to get one or not. But yeah, definitely beta 3 definitely running a lot smoother. Just everything seems more fluid, less stutter. Apps animations open and close a lot better. Just overall better performance. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just waiting on the HomePod to do its thing. It doesn't give me a progress bar. It just says update downloading. On your Ultra, your Max, Pro Max. I mean, I've got a broken ankle right now, so I'm not doing much just around the house. So I'm on my, playing around on my phone a lot more. So it's hard to gauge battery life on normal day-to-day use just because I'm on it so much. But I'm usually kind of plugging in with a wireless, a MagSafe charger here and there, just while I'm in my room or at my desk or something like that. I'll just have it topping off, just so I can keep the battery topped up. So we'll see how it is. Yeah, a lot of people are saying Beta 2 had a lot of respawn. On your Apple Watch Ultra, okay. Yeah, Apple Watch Ultra, people, the battery life's not too bad there just because it had such a long battery life anyway. I've got a Series 8, and the Series 8's brand new, so it doesn't have any battery cycles on it. I bought it brand new for, when the beta started, and that was, so it's all beta battery life. It doesn't have anything to do with the battery health, but it's not. It gets me through a full day, but it's pushing it. It's not the best. So we'll have to see how that gets, if that gets any better, or if I was just used to the Apple Watch Ultra battery life and I got to get used to the Series 8 battery life again because I did have an Ultra before. But yeah, about the iPhone Beta 2, I haven't had any resprings other than my iPad when I went to use the camera on a third-party app. I had one full reboot, but nothing on my iPhone. I haven't had an app crash on my iPhone. I haven't had a restart. I haven't had any issues with that. Really, performance-wise on the iPhone, it's been perfectly fine. It's just been, some random glitches here and there. A couple glitches with like widgets and stuff like that. But everything else has been solid. Could the battery life be better? Sure, but is it bad? No. It's definitely pretty good. So I'm not going to say it's bad battery life. It's just, now that it's running a lot smoother though, I have a feeling we're going to see some pretty good battery life in beta 3. So looking forward to that, see how it gets. I think when I unplugged it after I installed, it was about 80%. It's 79% right now, so we'll see if that keeps up. Yeah, I haven't had a respring, app crashes, resprings, nothing. Been completely solid. But it's almost 2:45 now. We haven't gotten the 2:45 Eastern. We haven't gotten anything about a public beta right now. So I think I'm probably going to go ahead and end the stream now. We're going on about an hour and 45 minutes. Like I said, if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button. We'll be doing this every time. I'm going to try to do this every time a beta comes out, at least for, like beta 1 or iOS 17, the first set of everything until it releases to the public. That way we can go over the new changes and find new features and stuff like that. We can collaborate and do it right here live. You guys don't have to wait for people to upload videos or articles to get posted and stuff like that. We can do it all right here together on the live stream in the comments. So make sure you guys are subscribed. If not, click that like button. Thank you guys for watching. I will be doing a recap video on the new features right after this. I'm going to go make it right now. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Colin with Tech Out. And as always, have a nice day.